Hello, chat. Hello. Hello. I know. I know. What is this hour? Sam streaming at this hour? It cannot be. It cannot be. Hello, you beautiful, beautiful chat. How I've missed you. Hello, chat. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I'm letting the song finish. I'm letting the song finish, and then we'll do the intro. We'll do the intro after it finishes. Gamer hours? Facts. Big gamer hours. I just needed to vibe with my chat. I just needed some good chat time. We just need chat time. Chat time. Chat and Sam time. Oh, hold on, the song ended. Hold on. Let's play some Hypers music, honestly. I want to get a little Hypers. Like, let's get a little hyper. I don't know, let's just bust out all the Kuwago. I mean, we got to. Tell me if it's quiet, though, chat. You have to tell me if it's quiet, though. Or if it sounds scuffed. Does it sound good? I just restarted my PC, so it should sound good. Also, if the overlay is loud, tell me. Eldritch Sea Monster, oh my goodness. Thank you for the 15 tier 1s. What? Thank you. How's the music, chat? Are we good? Eldritch, oh wait, Eldritch, what? It was 50 tier 1s? Eldritch, what? Eldritch, thank you so much. Oh my goodness gracious, thank you so much. You're insane. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is so nice. Well, we literally just started. It's just me sitting here so far. We haven't even done anything. Eldritch, thank you so much for the 50 tier 1s. That was so nice. Also, the other person, thank you so much for the 10 tier 1s. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Whose boat? Oh my gosh, thank you for the subs as well. 5 tier 1s and Turtle Cloud with 5 tier 1s. Oh my gosh, guys, chill. Music's doubled. Look at that. Look at that. A chatter absolutely being cracked. Hold on. Now it's not doubled, right? It's not doubled anymore, right? It's not doubled anymore? We're good? Right? It's not doubled anymore. Streamer moment, really. Streamer moment here. Streamer moment. Eldritch, thank you for the 5. I was about to go to bed, my dude. Angry face. Eldritch, it's okay. You can vibe and then go to bed later. Also, am I dropping frames or is my camera just lagging? Hold on, let me see what mode my camera's on. Oh, it's on the right mode. Camera's just bugging out. I might have to turn the camera off for a second and try and fix it, chat. I don't know why it's bugging out. George and I found which. Oh, true. Let me model. Oh, look, the camera is bugging out. Come on. You can do this, camera. Don't bug out on me. Fix yourself. Let me turn it off and on, chat. Hold on. Did it fix itself? Let's see. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of better. Look, I'm modeling for George. George, I'm going to take $10 for every sale that happens after this hour. Oh, wow. The lighting is washing that out. Oh, my gosh. Is it that bright in here? My camera's bugging. Oh, no. I won't charge for this, George. Not this part. Oh, there we go. Focusing. George and I found hoodie. Must say, I like it. I like it. Hat is nice, too. Hat is nice, too. Eldridge, thank you for the 5 Sam promoting bad habits. Shaking my head. No, Eldridge. It's all a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. Cursed Asteria, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1s as well, by the way. One of the mods just said, do we have a game plan? Question mark? No. No. This is a late night stream. We don't plan the late night streams. This is honestly one of the first ones in a while. We just be vibing. I'm excited to see what the mods say. Yeah, we just be vibing. Ain't that right, Twitch chatters? Ain't that right, you beautiful, beautiful people of Twitch? That's just right. We just be vibing. We just be vibing. Just be vibing. Vibes are immaculate. I did want to show you guys something on the SMP, and then I don't know what I want to do. I literally don't know what I want to do for that. Party Rock, I think with the 107. Have a great stream, King. Thank you so much. I love being called King. Just makes me feel powerful. Show us? Oh, you know what? I guess I could show you the Minecraft right now. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I gotta open up this one thing and make the game full screen on my monitor, otherwise it's gonna look bad. Look at that. Look at that. Eldritch saying this was the 5. Mm-hmm. Sure. I see you, tongue out. Hey, it was all a joke. It was. The mods are absolutely popping off right now. If you need game ideas, let's go. The mods are here for you, people. Chat, they're here for you. Everyone hashtag hug the mods. Kings. Oh, chat. My ego needs this. I needed a good ego boosting night. Really, that's what I needed. I was looking forward to having a nice. Oh my gosh, I forgot to call my mom when I got here. Mom, if you're watching the stream, now's the time to tell me I made it home alive. Oh my gosh, Mom, I'm so sorry. I forgot to call you. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, is it weird if I like just mute myself on stream and call my mom? Is that weird? Is that weird, champ? Text her? That's not the same, chat. I feel like that doesn't have the same ring. Look at all this progress, chat. None of this was here. None of this was here. Call her? No. It's okay, chat. She's probably watching. Mom, please tell them you're watching. Please. Or tell me you're watching. Someone. Just tell us you're watching. You can text me, Mom. I won't even tell them that you texted me. We'll just keep it a top secret thing. I feel so bad. Okay, chat. This is what I worked on. Why is everything lagging? It's probably because there's a Windows update pending. Windows just does this to my computer sometimes. I'll just sing for the 5, and now I gotta stay to keep you humble. Oh no. Look at this, chat. Look at all this work I did. Call your mother? Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. No, it's gonna be weird though. It's gonna be weird though if I call her now, because I'm gonna be like, alright, I gotta go. I'm currently live. It's gonna be weird, chat. I'll text her. I'm texting her right now. Just realized I forgot to call you before I went live. Love you! Exclamation mark. We're good. And maybe I'll call her later depending on when we get done. Fuego, thank you so much for the 333. Oh my god, a stream in an Australian friendly time. It's my lucky day. Also, I returned to the Peace Sub Shawties. I miss you guys. Let's go. Okay, chat. It's fine. I do not have to call her. She will understand. She's okay with the text. Look. I'll tell you what she says when she answers. She's going to be like, oh, that's okay. I'm glad you made it. And then have fun on the stream. I bet she's going to say something like that. And it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Look here, chat. I wanted to put a river, so I put a river. What do you think about my river, chat? What do we think about my river? Is my river... Nice, King. Thank you to Branch TRIO. Needed that. My ego is loving tonight already. Why is the frame rate so bad? Okay, OBS claims we're at 60, but I'm looking at this camera right now. That's like 5. Elder Saint 5, gotta do my job. Angry face. Pog River, right?
I gotta say to keep you humble greater than.
I really want this river to like kind of run through the entire thing, if that makes sense. Like slowly run through the entire build. I think that would be really cool. I think that'll be cool. Anyways, This is the other mountain that I've done. Let me show you the top of it, because I kind of took a different approach with this one. I didn't want a super flat mount. Oh, stupid skeleton. Oh, I'm gaming on you in F5. Wrecked. Okay. So, see how I put, like... Hold on. I'm battling this. The creatures of the night here. Look at that. Look at me go. Look at me go. Okay. I didn't want it to be like a flat surface. Why is everything so laggy with my OBS right now? You ever wish you could restart OBS but you're already streaming? Yeah, same. It'd be like that. Anyways, I kind of wanted to put like a cliff face on this side that like rolled down the mountain because I think that's cool. But I didn't want this to be super flat, so I think I'm going to do another mountain area here. You have double text speech, by the way? Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Oh wait. Hold on. I'm fixing the double text speech. I know how to fix that. It has an echo king. Thank you. See, when you guys say it like that, I'm just so hyped to fix it. Because now I feel like it's really, really king stuff if I fix it after you called me king. It just feels good. It just feels good. Anyways, that being said, I want to do another mountain here. And this will just continue to kind of be a valley. And I'll put this mountain, like this little uprising, this plateau, if you will. The wild plateau. I think I'll roll it down to meet the embankment over here. Look at these words. I should have been an English major. I'm going to take this plateau. I'm going to roll it down serendipitously. Is that a word? I feel like that's a word. Hold on. I'm changing the category. I'm changing it, chat. Look at me. Streamer things. And then immediately after that, it's going to go into a... Why... I'm getting upset at the Minecraft being laggy. I don't know why it's laggy, chat. Let me see if my properties are messed up. Minecraft properties. That might have been it. Also, the rain is definitely not helping. Video settings, quality. Hold on, I'll find it, chat. I'll find it. No, let me find it myself, chat. I'll find it. Aha! It's not in here. Aha! Oh, that's only in... Hold on, chat. I'll find it myself. Don't worry. I'll find it myself. I will. I promise I will. It's got to be in here. I should be
sleeping right now to get up for work tomorrow. Smiley face. Smiley face.
I thought it was there, chat. I'm going to be honest with you. Is it in here? I've got this, chat. I'll find this. It's in here somewhere. Other? No. Performance. No. I thought it was in here. But you can like set the rain to be like off or like non-fancy. It's like a weather setting. Rain and snow. Off. Boom. Boom. The bitrate goes up. Look at me. Look, chat. Look at me go. Streamer moment. Cat fam, think of it at 5. I should be sleeping right now. Got to get up for work tomorrow. That's okay. You can get up for work still. I believe in you. If you need to sleep, then go sleep. But I believe in you. It's Tay, think of it at 15. Hey, Handsam King. Nice. I like that. So proud of everything you have done this year. Your stream saved me from so many hard times, and we are so thankful. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and know we love you. Oh, thank you so much. That's actually so nice. What can I say, chat? It's nothing, really, finding the buttons in Minecraft. Okay, honestly, though, this is all I wanted to do in Minecraft. I just wanted to show you guys what I did and have you guys praise me and be happy with what I've done and tell me how great it was. That's what I wanted to do. Die. I love it whenever you guys are excited about what I've accomplished. It just makes for a good time. I don't know how else to put it. Oh my gosh. These guys are not fun. More lore? Fine. We'll do lore right now. Canonically, Sam Nook's gonna die. Boom. Lore. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want to make that. It's not canon. Not canon. Hashtag not canon. Hashtag not canon. Not canon. I changed up on that one. Why am I so laggy? I don't get it. Listen to me, OBS. Listen to me good. My hand is so laggy. Stop lowering my frame rate like this on my camera. Don't do this. I can't handle that. Eldritch, thank you for the 5. You done good. Thank you, Eldritch. I do appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, this is what we're working with. I plan to surprise you all with much progress after my trip. I'm going to grind on it a little bit on my trip, that kind of thing. You know how I am. You know how I am. Get a little Minecraft gaming time in on the plane. You know.
So much. Hope everything is going well and you have an amazing
Oh my
Christmas
gosh, one of the
lesson.
mods just sent such a cute picture in the Discord. It's their cat modding the stream. Chat, you are in good hands here. You're in good hands with this cat. I just have a feeling. Great, what's this cat's name? I need to know. What can I call this cat? That is a nice keyboard as well. You're in good paws, chat. It's Ro, the beloved head Twitch mod of the night. Oh, that is so wholesome. It's a she. Wonderful. This wonderful, beautiful cat, Ro. I won't show it on stream, but I wish I could. Anyways, I don't know why I said that. Anyways, yeah, this is what I've done. Plan to get a little grind time in on the plane. It'd be awkward though if I'm like grinding on the plane and some random kid on the plane's like, "Oh my god, you're Awesamdude from the Dream SMP and you're working on the Dream SMP," and then I'm gonna have to be like, "Yeah," and then he's gonna be like, "Can I watch you?" And I'd be like, "That's weird." Even though I stream this game for people, you know how it is. You know how it is, chat. Got recognized the other day, by the way. I didn't know how to react. I feel like I haven't been recognized enough that I can like take it in stride yet. You know what I mean? Like it hasn't happened enough times where like I'm not like at least a little awkward about it. Apple with 13 months, 15 months, I mean. Jeez. Apple still has badge. That's why Apple's head mod. That's why Apple's the head mod for real. Sorry, bro. That's why Apple's the head mod. Hey, Sam, dude. Hello, Hannah XX Rose. You're famous, King. See, chat. Oh, Hannah XX Rose, tier 1 for 5 months. Sheesh. Just shave your head and boom, no one will recognize you. I don't know, chat. I already have a massive forehead. I feel like shaving off the hair doesn't change enough. It's not a big enough change. Sheb, I'm sorry I didn't read. Sheb, thank you for your resub, whenever it was. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't see it. Thank you so much, Sheb. The mod, who's complaining that I read apples and not theirs. Also, Imidi, thank you so much. Haley Reigns, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 5 months, only because you said King Sam in it. Let's go. Let's go. I'm living for this. I'm living for the King bit. I don't know why, I'm just loving it. Synoptics, thank you for the 5 tier 1s. I am living. Shave and grow a mustache. No, chat, look. My hair's really greasy. I've been wearing a hat all day. But I have a massive forehead. Okay? Shaving does not... Like, shaving my head bald would not make me unrecognizable. Like, it would not. It would not. Like, the 5 head just gives it... Dye your hair? I still don't even think that would matter. Like, it just wouldn't help. It just wouldn't help. That's because Wilbur's... Yikes. Oh, did Wilbur nasty there. Does Wilbur even have a big forehead? Does he? Hold on, I'm going to Google a picture of Wilbur. I'm going to see.
All right. I got this.
Also, I don't know why we're not just on full cam. I'm really doing nothing on Minecraft. Here, we'll just go full cam. If it's laggy, I'll go back to something else. Wilbur Soot. See, I can't even see his forehead, though. Is this safe to show on stream? Hold on, I'm scanning all the images to make sure. Yeah, I think they're pretty... Let me turn on desktop view. Ah! Inception! Inception! Ah! Ah, there we go. Elders, thank you for the 5. I'll say I'm bald. I'm not brave enough. Jordan Rose, thank you for the 25, by the way. Thanks for streaming tonight, Sam. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your time with family, King. Thank you so much. I'll try. I can't even see his forehead. I can't even see his forehead. Google his forehead. Forehead. There's an E in forehead. See, that's not real, though. That's not real, though. That's not actually Wilbur. Yeah, he does, kind of. He kind of has a big forehead. I guess he kind of has a big forehead. I feel like Wilbur looks good, though. Like like his hair just like completely like compensates all of his like forehead. Like he's just blessed with. Oh, I just realized my face cam's not on. I'm like, hello. Like I feel like Wilbur's hair just like fully compensates for even if he has a forehead, whereas my hair like doesn't cover my forehead. It's like I just have a massive forehead. You know what I mean? Like Wilbur's kind of winning here. I think he is. Is the camera really still lagging? Come on. Maybe I need to. Oh, hold on. It's gonna be no signal. I'm gonna raise the frame rate on the camera and lower the quality because I'm streaming in 1080p anyways. I think it's set to 4K right now because I was taking pictures the other day. Hold on. I'm gonna disappear for a minute. Just give me a second. It's gonna go no signal.
Thanks so much for the late nights and early mornings. Less than 3. I'm going to view my uncle before his funeral, so this helps before that. You're amazing, and I love your content.
They say. Happy Sav, thank you for 3. Hi Sam, you've ignored all my resubs since month 11, and this was my second time you read it, so I think I am owed a 12-month badge for this donut walling. Happy Sav, thank you so much for the 11 months and climbing. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I have been... Okay, says it to clean. And then I need to go to frame rate. Speed settings. Yes. Also, Sugar... Honey, thank you for the 10. Hey, thanks so much for late night streams and early mornings. I'm going to view my uncle before his funeral, so this helps before any of your amazing elevator content. Oh, thank you so much. I hope it goes well. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Chat, I have bad news. It was already set to like... It was set to the proper thing, actually. I had remembered and done it. I mean, chat... You know, maybe we just roll with it. We just roll with it, and it's just part of the experience of a Sam stream. TTS is still doubled, King? Oh no. Streamer things. It's just streamer things. You wouldn't understand, chat. It's streamer things. Oh, I just realized this is gonna leak my entire room, potentially. Oh well. YOLO, chat. You can see my room tonight. If it leaks it. I'm okay with it, fine. Am I leaking? Oh no. I gamed it. Maybe it won't lag. It's not lagging. Look at that. It's literally not lagging. Nice.
And have a good stream. Smile.
Eldridge, thank you so much for the 5. I'm going to bed now, sir, because I need to pick up my dogs tomorrow. Good night and have a good stream. Oh, thank you so much, Eldridge, for coming, and thank you so much for the subs again. You know, it just can't be a Sam stream without a little scuffage. You know what I mean? You know what I am excited for, though, chat? I'm really excited to have my dedicated streaming room starting next July. Also, we're really not playing Minecraft anymore. I'm changing it to
Sam, help them studying
just chatting. You know how it be.
My head hurt.
Just chatting. Cassandra Lee, thank you for the 5. Sam, help! I'm studying medical terminology right now, and it makes my head hurt. I can't help you with that. I only know computer. I only know computer nodders. Only know computer nodders. Also, you know what? I'm going full just chatting streamer. Putting chat on the main monitor. Look at me. I got my feet kicked up right now. I'm gonna recline the chair. Look at me go. TTS is still doubled. We'll work through these things, chat. Slowly but surely, we're gonna work through them. How is TTS doubled? Is the overlay showing up twice?
Hope you have an amazing Christmas, Sam.
No, it's not.
And the content you provide. I also bought your YouTubes. Can't wait for it to arrive.
I miss Redstone streams. Me too. Soon though. Oh, my Chatterino is just a little too big for my monitor. I gotta do it manually. I feel like I had to burp, but it didn't come. Oh, there it is. Nice. Sunshine Switch, thank you for the 333. Hi, Sam, had a bad day, but seeing you stream makes it all better. Thank you. Heart, love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mary Rose, thank you for the 5. Hope you have an amazing Christmas, Sam. So appreciative of you and the content you provide. I also bought your YouTubes. Can't wait for it to arrive. The YouTubes. Wait, chat. I have the YouTubes. You guys want to see them? Do you want to see? Oh, try fix your Switch. I wish I couldn't get it to work. We were gonna play Mario Kart with him, but I couldn't get it to work. You guys want to see the YouTubes? Yes? No? Maybe? I got the early release. Streamer things. Actually, it's actually kind of pog. These are the 1-for-1s. So like we finished like the design and like they finished with all their designing and stuff, and I approved it and whatnot. Said it looked good. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about all this, actually. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about the process. Whatever. Anyways, then they made one copy of each. and they looked at them and did quality inspection on them and all that. And then they sent them to me. So now I have them. The green screen's gonna ruin this, but here's the boxes. Let me turn the green screen off, actually. I'm gonna turn the green screen off real quick. Webcam, Elgato, filters, chroma key. You can just see the green wall behind me in my house. Boom. Here's the Awesamdude one. I'll show you guys the boxes first. This is them. I really love the box design with the prison on there. It's so nice. That's the Awesamdude one. And then here's the Sam Nook one. I love the Sam Nook U2s, honestly. I think I like it more than the Awesamdude one. I just love how cute he is. Okay. Let me take them out. You know what, though? I'm not going to show you the inside of the packaging. You'll have to wait to see it for yourself. You'll have to see that for yourself. Or I'm at least going to let them all ship. That way everyone who got one can read what's in the box and see the box for themselves before I leak it. That way they can enjoy it and all that kind of stuff. But here is the Awesamdude one. Boom. Boom. That's him. Let me get him close so you can see. Look at that focus. Look at the camera popping off now. That's what he looks like. Here's the back. They didn't quite encapsulate the dump truck, but they said that they didn't have enough material to print it, you know, like with real life proportions. They didn't have enough material, so they had to kind of chop. But you know, that is what it is. Also, the arms, they kind of made him a little scrawnier than, you know, I was expecting. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, it had to be proportional, unlike me. I'm just a freak of nature, you know what I mean? Like, they couldn't match this or anything. But yeah, this is the Awesamdude one. I really love it. It's so cool. The trident is just so iconic of my character, I feel like. Honestly, I feel like I'm the trident man, you know? Like, I just have the most tridents ever. Also, I'll read donuts in a minute. Sorry, I'm kind of, like, steamrolling them. But anyways, that is the Awesamdude one. It looks the same to me. Can we get a ban in the chat on that? That'd be great if we could get a ban on that. On whoever said that. Because they're speaking falsities into the chat, and I don't want the chat to have to deal with that. We're getting a little rooftop run action. I like that. Okay, wait, I'm putting this one back in the box, and I'll show you the Sam Nook one. He's so cute. He's my favorite.
Christmas, and thank you for being such an awesome streamer to watch.
Okay. Also, I'm keeping these ones forever. I'm not even gonna get other ones for myself. I just want these two because they're like the first ones. You know what I mean? Like, it's so special to like have the first ones. You know? All right. Unboxing moment. Oh wait, I'm not gonna show the box because I want people to be able to enjoy the box when they get them for the first time. Oh, come on. I'm going to ruin it if I'm not careful. Hold on. I got to take him out. Also, I will say, like, the packaging is like... Golly, sorry, chat. The packaging is really nice. Like, I feel like they're so secure. They're very safely packaged. That's the word. That's what I'm trying to say. Here he is. There he is. He's so cute. I love everything about the Sam Nook U2s. Golly. Let me drink fluids, chat. Fluids. Yep, this is Sam Nook. He's so cute. He's got his bags. He's ready to collect all your goods you're bringing him. I think he's really cute. He's got a little Sam Nook tail. Got some nice green shoes. Can you see the shoes? The lighting's kind of washing them out. Shoes are nice and green. He's got the same kind of like head design though, and he's got little Sam Nook ears. He's so cute. He's adorable. Honestly, he's adorable. Love the Sam Nook. Love it. He's so cute. Look at his little feet. Look at him. I mean, how can you not just love some good old Sam Nook? Also, tomorrow's the last day to buy them. Wednesday. That's the last day of the. That's the last day of the selling of them. So if you want them, go get them. Mods, you want to send the link? It's youtubes.com/collection/Awesamdude. If you guys want to get one, if you haven't known that we were selling them. If you already bought them, pog. But Wednesday is the last day. Wednesday is the last day. Anyways, Golly, let me catch up on the donuts. Let me turn back on the chroma key. There we go. Now we're nice back in our blue cozy zone. Sunshine Squish, thank you for the 333. Hi, Sam. Had a bad day today, but seeing you stream makes it all better. Thank you. You're very welcome. Of course, anytime, just for you. Mary Rose, thank you for the 5. Hope you had an amazing Christmas, Sam. So appreciative of you and the content you provide. I also bought your U2s. Can't wait for it to arrive. I'm so excited for it to get out. I think it's /collections, Sheb. Does products work too? Hold on, I'm clicking the link. Oh, that's the Awesamdude one. Perfect. That's the Awesamdude one. And then you can navigate to find Sam Nook as well, if you'd rather have Sam Nook. They're both on there. Same site, same area. You can find them. I believe in you, chat. You've got this. I really like them. I really like how they turned out. Anyways, enough of that. Half Sar Hershey, thank you for the 1. Hi, Sam. Can we name your bonsai tree today? If so, I suggest Samzai. I thought we were going to call him Tree Nook Jr. Nah, you doubted me, King. My bad, Sheb. I should never doubt you. Fellow King. Queen? I think. Fellow ruler. I'm turning off the green screen to show you Tree Nook Jr. That is. Tree Nook Jr. Look at him go. Being a tree. I'm leaking my room. Why did no one tell me, chat? We are leaking the room. Oh no, you can't see it on the thing. It's only on the... I see. Look at that. Look at how cute look at how good he's doing. He's kind of opened up a little since I first got him. His tines have kind of opened up, if you will. He's kind of moving a lot. Oh gosh, imagine I just break Tree Nook Jr. on stream live right now. But I thought we were going to call him Tree Nook Jr. Did we not decide that? Like, as a team? We didn't decide that? I thought we decided that was Tree Nook Jr. Is it not? Do we not like Tree Nook Jr.? I need to find out who I'm going to give Tree Nook Jr. to. Maybe I'll give him to an Awesam roommate. Give him to a roommate. Let him take care of Tree Nook Jr. We will entrust Tree Nook Jr. to one of my roommates while I'm gone. Thank goodness I thought about that just now, because otherwise he probably would have died while I was on my trip. No joke. Probably would have had a bad time. I like Tree Nook Jr. though. I think it's a cute name. Katie Potatoes, thank you for the 5. Hi, Sam. Next semester is my last semester of my CS degree. Pog! Thanks for the streams while I study. I have to do a senior project next semester too. What's your favorite project you've made? Favorite CS project? I don't know, actually. I think I have a lot of projects that I really liked at one time, and then, like, as I've made other projects, I, like, became obsessed with those projects. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. My favorite project, though... my goodness gracious. I really liked working... I can't really say, 'cause some of it's stuff that I've, like, done as a job, like an actual, like real-life job. I can't say some of it, but... I really like... Puns will do a good job. Puns does not live with me, chat. Oh my goodness. Do you guys think that Puns lives with me? Puns does not. I wish Puns lived with me. That'd be so pog. But he doesn't. He doesn't, though. Unfortunately. I wish he did. Golly, chat. I've got a cough coming on tonight. I don't know why either. I think it's because it's gotten cold here in Texas. I don't know. We're manifesting it. I see. Well, it just so happens, chat. I'm at Punz's house right now. Bet you didn't see that coming. Been here the whole time. Just brought my green screen. Look at that. I pulled the green screen down and look where we're at. Look at that. We're at Punz's house. Oh my God, Punz's house. We're at Punz's house. We're in the cave, if you will. We're in the cave. This isn't even a real chair. This is just superimposed, so you guys think I'm in my chair. I'm not even in my chair. I'm in Punz's chair. We did a meetup. It was top secret. We're in the cave though. Spaghetti and Rat Sauce, thank you for the 20. I wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for being such an awesome streamer to watch. Thank you so much, Spaghetti and Rat Sauce, for the 20. Thank you. Happy Staff, thank you for 333. Can I call Sam Nook a furry? See, I don't really know what that means, but I'm going to go with no, because I feel like the fact that Sav is asking means that it's probably something like strange, so I'm going to say no. But I have no idea what that means. So no. It's Tay, thank you for 333. I'm going to need your full analysis and opinion on Spider-Man No Way Home. I haven't seen it yet. I swear if you spoil it for me, chat, I will never stream again. I promise. I will literally delete my Twitch account if it gets spoiled. Maybe not, but I will think about it. I will think about it. The mods are telling me it should be a definite no for the Sam Nook furry thing. Definite no. Hard no. in the chat. You heard it here. Hard no. Write that down. Let me see some people write that down. Write that down, chat. Sell anything with the 245. I recently came out of trends. Can I get a welcome to the boys? Thank you for everything. You've streams have got me through some really tough times. Welcome to the boys. Congrats. Enjoy your stay. Christina Clover, thank you for the 5. Hi, Sam. I miss you tons, King. Glad you're streaming on the day off, but so excited to get back to work because I get to spend Christmas as a nurse at my children's hospital. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for doing that. You are pog. You are very pog. Giving up your Christmas to do that. Very pog. Ashley, thank you for the 100 bits. My senior project starts this coming semester, and I was wondering what your most challenging part of work. What is the most challenging part of working on a project? If you're talking about like CS projects and that kind of thing, a big thing that's hard. A big thing that's hard about it is organizing everything and like structuring who's going to do what and like planning everything out. So I would say if you're doing your senior project, you need to have a very real discussion with the people you're doing it with and be like, yo, who's going to do what? Leaking room? I know. I'm leaking Punz's room where I'm currently at. You need to have a conversation with them and be like, y'all, we have to discuss who's going to do what. And like everyone must know what they're doing and then be responsible for what they have to do. That's just all there is to it, really. That's just all there is to it. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever seen your room, Smile. True. People have very rarely seen my room. And make sure with your senior project that you put in the work for what you're responsible for. There we go. Boom. There you go. Room reveal. If only they knew, chat. If only they knew. If only they knew. Oh no. Did someone spoil it for the mods? No way. It's criminal if you spoil. I agree, mods. Criminal if you spoil, chat. Absolutely criminal. Very frowned upon in this chat. Minimum like 1 day timeout. Meglanovia. I mean, we're just jamming tonight, chat. We are just jamming right now. Yeah, chat. The mods do not deserve to have it spoiled either. Yeah, my house is looking good. Saw the PC and thought it was a fish tank, and I got happy for a second. Guys, that's literally Punz's room. That's literally Punz's room. This is Punz's room. This is literally Punz's room. This is not my room. This is literally Punz's room. His old room, I should say. Punz's old room. Are you a Punz Chair fan? I have him on my stream. Naturally, I'm a Punz Chair fan. Is that a fish? Is that a fish? Mad vibing right now. Sad thing. Sorry, Sam, about the Sam Nook thing. But also, not really. It was funny. Well, that's a shame. Happy Sav's getting banned. Just kidding. That's mean. It was a joke. It was a joke. Rosella, thank you for the tier 2 for 13 months. 13 months. Oh my gosh, over a year. Happy holidays, King. Rosella, thank you so much. That would be an expensive fish tank. Must agree. Must agree. Fugo, thank you for the 143. Fugo being my name is just a continued... Fuego being my name is just a continued theme now. It's just not. Fuego, it's a fun thing that we have where I call you Fuego even though your name's Fugo. Did I say it right that time? I said it right that time. I said it right that time, though. I said it right for sure that time. What are we going to do tonight, chat? Last stream before my trip. I literally will not be streaming until January. It'll be next year when you see me again. What are we going to do? Like, whatever MCC practice... I don't even... Has MCC even announced the next one? What is your PC? In the corner. Should I leak my PC? Should I take my camera off, point it at the computer, and leak my PC? Should I? We can. I'll just turn it off in the motions of doing it. And I'll reveal my PC. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I rolled over my headphone and almost killed myself, I think. Oh, my in-game. Oh my gosh. I meant in-game. In-game. It was in-game. I was talking about in-game because like it would like almost pull my headphones off and I would have died in-game. Yeah, in-game. That was so bad. Okay. Nodder chat. Not write that down in-game. Write that down in-game. Write that down in-game. Write that down. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my camera off and move it. I'm gonna turn it. Oh wait, the battery's not gonna reach. Okay. Hold on. Battery. Look at me. Can I get a streamer moment in the chat? I mean, this is a streamer moment here. I had a battery ready for this. Like, look at me go, chat. Look at me go. Okay, camera off. I can't believe I'm about to leak my PC. Wait, I gotta make sure all the lights are on first. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta make sure all the lights are on and whatnot. Hold on, I gotta open up the thing to turn on all the lights. It's gotta look extra fancy when I show it off. You know what I mean? It's just got to. Okay, open up this Aura controller thing. Hold on, what is stream mod saying? Okay, I think we're good. I was worried that they were telling me I was doing something dumb. We want the rainbow effect. Oh my gosh, it looks so gamer-esque. Hold on, I'm moving the mic. I'm moving the mic where I can reach it. Is there anything back here that's gonna dox me? I think we're good. I don't think I'll get doxxed. This is a big vlogger moment. Look at this. There she is. Can we focus, camera? This is a vertical view, if you will. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to hold steady. I'm sorry, chat. This is what it looks like. Let me go for the side view. This is what it looks like. It lives in this corner over here. Oh my gosh, I just leaked my shades. You guys know what my curtains look like now. And my studio lights. Ah! Hold on, this is what it looks like though. I have a power supply unit right there. That is a battery backup in case the power goes out. That's my old PC down below. This is the new PC. The newest PC, I should say. That's what it looks like. It has a 3090 in it, and I kind of just spec'd it out, to be honest. There you go, chat. There you go. That's my room leakage for the night. Oh wait, I gotta put the other battery back in. Hold on, I'm putting the camera back. Okay. I really hope I don't leak my room here. Should I? Hold on. You guys are gonna be on starting soon for a second. I know you guys can't hear the music either. Hold on. I just gotta make sure I'm not gonna leak my entire room. I literally would have as well. Thank goodness I did this. Zoom in. A little more. That should be good. Back to just chatting. There you go. Gaming setup leak. Should have done it when the camera was off. Could have showed you my keyboard, my mixer. We'll do a setup tour someday. How's that, chat? I will commit to we will do a setup tour someday. I mean, yeah, we'll do a setup tour someday. Like a full face reveal. Oh my gosh. This is what I look like. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Moonshum, thank you for the 245 bits. Why do you just casually have a pic of Punz' room? Because I love Punz and I'm obsessed with him. It's true. One day soon. July at the latest. Next July at the latest. It's Big Dirt. Thank you for the 5 tier 1s. I appreciate it. K8 the Great. Thank you for the great teen, I should say. Thank you for the 420. Hey, bud, it's been 14 months. Thanks for being swag. I love being swag. I don't even really know what that means, but stuff we all got, and I got it. That's me. Stuff we all got, and I got it. Ooh, woo. Thank you for the 420. Hi, Sam. Ah, hi, Sam. I'm so glad you're streaming tonight. You make me so happy. I just have a silly question. Is Foolish one of your best friends? I mean, I would consider Foolish a good friend of mine, yeah. Yeah, if Foolish needed something, I would do it for him. If I could do something to help Foolish out, I would help him out. This music is so hyped for what we're doing right now. I'm loving it. Hillary, thank you for the 5. Can I get an Awesamdude tattoo idea, please? I don't want to do that. I don't trust myself. Please only get things tattooed on your body that you like. And that you actually want to get tattooed on your body. The mods are just making fun of me, chat. They're just making fun of me right now. Not pet the mods. That's what I want to see. Just not and then pet the mods. That way they just know that it's not cool to make fun of me. No, genuinely though, I am nervous to like talk about giving you tattoo ideas of like about me because I feel like that would be weird. I would feel weird. Sam, you're streaming on my birthday. Happy birthday, Wolf Link. I hope it's a great birthday. Girl in Black, 420. Thank you for the 200 for 14 months. Sheesh. Are y'all still petting the mods? You're still petting the mods? What? They're only humbling you? No, chat. I told you this is an ego boosting stream. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. I try and like keep myself in check. Also, I just realized my face is like breaking out. Look at that. What a streamer life. Savling 333. You threatened to ban me, and now we have beef. Canceling my sub as we speak. No, Sav, don't do that. It was a joke. Gatey, thank you for the 333. What is your most embarrassing thing you've ever done on stream? Love you, Sammy. Heart. Most embarrassing thing I've done on stream? I don't know. What is the most embarrassing thing I've done on stream, chat? Most embarrassing thing I've done on stream? I don't know. Face reveal with no audio? That's true. That was pretty scuffed. Maybe the fish thing? When there was a horse and I said, is that a fish? Maybe when I was muted when I face revealed though. That was pretty cringe. Or is that a fish?
Great job, mods.
Or whenever I drank all the boba and I felt sick. That's a good one, mods. The mods just recommended when I drank all of my boba on stream and I literally felt sick afterwards because it was like all milk tea boba and my stomach was just saying no to what I was doing. I just felt like death after all that boba was ingested by me. Is that embarrassing though? I feel like that's almost natural. You know what I mean? Why are you always sick? Please go drink for yourself like 11 bobas that are milk tea bobas and tell me your stomach's not fighting for its life afterwards. Tell me it's not. Please tell me it's not. Please. Who's both thinking of the 5? Great job, mods. Humble him heart. It's just like, I feel like the mods are just trying to take over. They're just slowly taking over. Breathalyzer? See, that wasn't embarrassing though because that was a funny bit. I thought that was funny. Oh, the height? 6'7"? I mean, that was also going to be really funny until puns ruined it. Honestly, I still have beef with puns about that. Puns ruined that. I mean, I love puns. Don't get me wrong. No hate to puns. No hate at all. Like, I literally don't care. It's just funny. I can have beef with him about that. You know what I mean? It's just funny. I can have beef with him. It was going to be a really funny moment on the stream. I was going to start the stream standing on a ladder. And, like, the camera was going to be, like, even with my belly. And that's how I was going to start the stream. And then I was going to jump off of it and be like, all men do is lie. And it was going to be so funny. It was going to be a great moment with the chat. It was going to be a great moment. Like the Awesamdude stocks would have gone to the moon from that moment. It would have gone to the moon. I literally was going to do that. That was my entire plan. I was going to stand on a ladder and jump off of it and then go, all men do is lie. That was my whole plan. And it got ruined. But I forgive him. I still love puns. I still love him.
Hope you have a good Christmas.
We forgive him. We forgive him, chat. We forgive him. It would have been really funny though.
Still is missing any underscore.
It would have been really funny. Hey, long day, Merry Christmas, Sam. Hope you had a good Christmas. Has Christmas happened yet? No, right? Oh, hope you have a good Christmas. Thank you so much, Haley Honk. Anyways, are we gonna get a Survival World stream again? My axolotl's name still is missing an E. Oh yeah, Haley Honk. I forgot about that. Okay, wait. Actually, speaking of the survival world, what do you got? Okay. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. Okay. Very unpopular opinion. But what do we feel about starting a new survival world in 1.18 with the new generation? Like new world gen. Can we do that? Like, is it okay to abandon our other world where we've made so much progress? Like, is it? Like, it's sad, right? Like, it's sad to abandon our world, but I feel like having a new world could be cool. I feel like I want to make a world that's on a server somewhere, where my friends can just come like randomly join. Like, I'm going to give everyone permission who, like, I know. I'll add them to like a Discord of mine, and I'm going to give them permission to, like, anytime, no matter what I'm doing, you can come join. I think that'd be fun. I think that could be really fun. It's sad to leave the old world behind, though. I must agree. It's sad to leave the old world behind. Like, I don't want to leave the old world behind. But a new world would be cool. And doing it in hardcore could be really cool, too. I think we try the hardcore thing again. The Sam SMP, if you will. But it's not really a multiplayer because I don't want people to, like, grind on it. Just me grind on it. But, like, my friends can join and, like, do stuff on it. Do bits, hang out, you know? That could be fun. Not like a survival multiplayer. Just like a survival Sam plays and friends come and join every once in a while. That could be cool. That could be cool. We'll call it the Sam SMP, though. Y'all seem to love that. We'll call it that. What if we do that? Should we run a poll? Are mods already running a poll? Mods are awesome, so they probably are. It's Tay Thing with the 333. Hey, King, I sent you pics on Twitter of all my math students drawing. Is that a fish on their papers? I have an endless supply and wanted to share with you. Take a look if you want. They're pretty cute. Oh my gosh, it's Tay. What account did you send that to? Also, can I show it on stream? I guess you posted it on Twitter, so you're probably okay with it, but tell me what account you sent it to or like tagged it in so I can try and find it. Oh, wow. 98% of you are saying yes to the new world. I like that. I like that. Haley Rain, thank you for the 5. Hi, Sam. Would you ever consider doing an audiobook or podcast? Your voice is super soothing, King. You know, I would love to do a podcast. I would love to do a podcast, actually. I would actually love to do a podcast. I think that'd be so fun. Oh, my Twitter just got a notification. Oh, it was Amfrost liking my tweet. Oh, what a wonderful man Amfrost is. God, I love Amfrost. Mods, can you try and help me? Can you try and help me find these tweets about the kids and the fish? I really want to see that. Samcast. Ah, the mods strike again. Why are the mods going so crazy tonight? Mods are popping off tonight. Oop. Hold on, I'm going on Twitter. It's Tay. I'm looking for this tweet. I need to find this tweet. Who download? I'll message them. Oh my gosh, mods. It's ITS_TAAAY. That's who messaged. Go mods. Go mods. Go mods. Pet the mods in the chat. Pet the mods in the chat. Mods are popping off. Mods are just popping off. It's just true. It's simply true. Go mods. Pet the mods. Look at the chat go. The chat loves you. A Sam monthly Discord podcast. That could be really fun. I could be down. What do you guys think? How should we do the podcast? Should it just be like a join the Discord and Sam does a podcast kind of thing? Or should we like live stream a podcast? We could stream it. Oh, Shivers is playing. I got the shivers. Anyway. Whoa. We could even do themes. Oh my gosh, what? That's so true. Like a Q&A kind of theme or something. That'd be so fun. I'm down. I'm down. Honestly, I'm down. Let's do one sometime. When I get back, chat, no joke here. This is not even a joke. Who's both the 3? Said it once and I'll say it again. I'm only here for the mods. I mean, that is just messed up. Honestly, that's just messed up. The mods are here for me. So who's both? If you're here for the mods, you're here for me. Boom. 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 Mic drop moment. Mic drop moment. Big mic drop moment. Holding you to it. I'm down. Okay. And on a serious note though, chat, invest in your Awesam stonks now. January, I just feel like we're about to explode. We're about to explode. Velvet Vinash, thank you so much for the 2 tier ones. We are about to explode in January. Awesam stonks are going to go through the roof in January. I've got so much stuff I'm working on and like, oh, nice. It's Tay donated to Twitter. Oh my gosh, yay. Okay. Can I show them on stream? I'm assuming I can. You posted them on Twitter. It's underscore. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Hold on. They draw it on everything. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm showing it. Is that a fish? It's a horse. It's clearly a horse. Oh my gosh, I'm famous. I'm famous. Look at this math homework. Is that a fish? It's so cute. It was the best I could draw. The eyes were hard. Oh my gosh, this is so wholesome. Is that a fish? No. Ah, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's actually so cute. Actually so cute. That is so cute. I cannot believe how cute that is. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I just love the fact that that's happening around the world. That memes for me are in the classroom with the youth, if you will. That is so funny. That is inspiring, honestly. If you had told me like 5 years ago kids in math class would be drawing memes about me, I would have never believed it. Would have never believed it. Genuinely. Never. Never. Lazy Cheesecake, thank you 200% late. So I'm building a castle in Minecraft and I'm stuck on the main roof. Do you have any ideas on how to do it and also have a good Christmas? You have a good Christmas too. Building roofs is hard. I don't know how to do it. That's why the prison roof is flat. Fun fact. Streamers made it into the education system. Exactly. Exactly. Is it good? I don't know. Is it bad? Maybe. But still excited. little take aim. Nice. It's Big Dirt. Thank you for the 1,000 bits here before the awesome stonks explode. No, I'm serious though. January is going to be... Oh my gosh. Oh, I need some tea. I need some tea or something. Okay, I'm better, I think. No, seriously though. Right when I went to... The universe does not want me to speak this into existence. Does not want me to speak this into existence. No, genuinely though, I think January is when the stonks explode. Stonks go through the moon. They go up. Who's both thing with you? Can't believe the mods made up the worldwide hit meme. Is that a fish? They're so talented. It was literally me. It was literally me. Who's both? I don't care what you say. It was literally me. It was literally me. It's Tay thing with the 323. You are a legend, King. We love you. And they asked to see the clip all the time. We love you. Oh, that is so wholesome. That is so wholesome. Okay, I went to see my family for Christmas, and some family friends and that kind of thing. And Who Spoke Gets VIP? No. I'm not giving Who Spoke VIP for this. What's it called though? It was insanely funny whenever young people there knew who I was and like, okay, let me tell you a really funny story. Okay, this is from a while ago. So I went to see part of my family that I don't see very often. I don't see them very often because they live far away. I went to see them and my little cousins were there and it was cool. You know, like I knew them. I've seen the kid grow up, you know. He was asking about the stuff I was telling him. It was all fun. We took a picture, that kind of stuff. But then it was like word got out like to him and his friends, like to his friends or whatever. And these little kids just started like spawning in like bloop kid. I mean, they were like rendering in at their house. And I mean, it was funny. Like, I thought it was funny. I was having a good time with it. Everyone else thought I was going to like be uncomfortable, but I was like, I mean, this is my life. Like, how can I be uncomfortable with it? You know, it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. And it was pretty fun. It was a good time. I got to talk to a lot of people, but yeah, they were literally just like popping in out of nowhere. Like there'd be no kid. Then like the game would reload the world around me and there'd be a kid. It was crazy. Who's both thinking of the 5 tier ones, by the way? The child spawn rate increased. That's what I'm saying happened, chat. This song is way too chill, but I don't have any more hype songs in my playlist. Also, for some reason, this song always crashes lags my Chrome out. We didn't listen to this song. Hey. Listen. Neo writes thing with one. Hey Sam, I made a meme of your character on my Twitter. At, and then their at is the latest post. I think you'd find it funny. I'll look. If it's funny, I'll show it on stream. Is the song bugging out though for you guys? Bing, bing, bing. Oh wow, it is bugging out, isn't it? Hold on, I can't see chat right now anyways. Riots. I literally cannot see your tweets. Literally cannot see your tweets. So I have no idea what you tweeted. You donated and then we're on private. Yikes. It's good for you guys. That's what's up. That's all that matters. Hold on. It's going to disappear for just a second. I'm trying to fix it. I forgot how Awesamdude looks. Now you know. I look like this. It's Big Dirt. Thank you for the 5 tier ones. I don't know if I thanked you already, but thank you again if I did. Dustbun Live, 13 months. Sheesh, over a year. Oh my gosh. You know what? I just realized that we haven't gotten the 12-month sub badge. We need to get all the sub badges gone. Maybe that's the wrong account. I don't know. It was the wrong account, Sam. My bad. It's okay. Forgive me. Okay, no, you were forgiven. Don't worry. There was no true anger. There was no anger. Only confusion. Only confusion. Ah, I found it. I found it. This one's following me. Hold on. I mean, I can't show that on stream, but it's kind of funny, I guess. It's kind of funny. It's kind of dark humor, though. Some people might not like it. It's kind of funny, though. Talented for sure. I can't draw anything. Thank you so much for showing me, though. I appreciate it. Can't show it on stream, though. Ah. Play something nice. I don't know what I want to do, chat. I'm just chilling. We're just chilling tonight. Show us your art skills. Should I draw something on stream? And like paint.net? Should we draw something? Bing bong. Caffeinated blonde, thank you for the tier 1 for 7 months. Jerry Barber, thank you for the tier 1 for 15 months. I've seen that TikTok. Play Minecraft Bedrock? Never. Never. I would never do that. We're back to the Kawago on the playlist. And you know what? I'm cool with that. Actually, I think Kawago dropped new music. Hold on, let's go to Kawago's channel and just listen to the new Kawago. I hope none of this is DMCA. Bing bong. I know about that, chat. I understand that reference. Kinsey Hangout, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1s. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, my Chrome is absolutely bugging out. Absolutely. Oh, it's because I have my stream manager open. You guys be crashing my Chrome, chat. You just be crashing my Chrome. Okay, wait. Let me go to Kawago's channel. Nice. Let's see the new videos. Oh, there's so many new songs we haven't listened to before. You sound old when you say that, Sam. Okay, you know what, mods? Okay. We shall vote on if we're adding these songs to the playlist or not, because they're probably all mad hype. This one's called Take a Break. This one might be chill, but can you guys hear? This song is so vibey. Yeah, I don't care what you vote, chat. I'm adding this. Yeah, I don't care what you vote. It's added. It's added. This song is so vibey. Oh my gosh, this song's amazing. I love it. I'm loving this one. Man's got the Goggy hat. It's true. I'm a Goggy supporter. We're just gonna vibe to all the new Kawago music. If we like them, we'll add them to the playlist. Taylor Wins, thank you for the Prime for 12 months. Sheesh! 1 year. Thank you so much. Then don't ask. Well, I was gonna ask, but then I decided I liked it so much I was doing it. I also love liking all of Kawago's music because Kawago deserves all the likes on music. If you guys aren't subbed to Kawago, here I'm gonna show you their channel. Go sub to Kawago because I use Kawago's music all the time. YouTube.com/channel/Kawago. This is them. You can see what it looks like. This is this song, by the way. Take a break. They are so incredibly talented. Their music is so amazing. Magic Sam. Okay, fine. We'll do a magic trick in a minute. I don't have enough monitors. I know that sounds insane, but I just don't. I need like one more. One more, and I think I'd have enough. I think I'd have enough if I had one more. We'll do one in a minute. I want to listen to all these songs though. I just want to vibe. We're just vibing. Okay, fine. We'll do a trick. Let me get cards. Hello, champ. The mod's making fun of me for already having 3 monitors and wanting one more. Fine. Fine, mods. I'll take it personally. Take it personally. It's Big Dirt. Thank me the 1,000 bits. Magic Sam Pog. It is Pog. You know what? We need to do just chatting streams more often, chat. This is so vibey. This song is also... I want to listen to it again, but let's listen to the other one. Let's listen to another one, but... That one's good. This one's called Puppy. Oh, this one's going to be so good. It's going to be so wholesome. I'm loving it already. Okay. Cards. Bicycle. Quality cards. I have here some cards. I only have one camera right now, so it's kind of hard to do. You're not going to be able to see my face. Dang it, I'm not going to get any Reddit clout off of this. Okay. Here are the cards. Going to give them a mix. Spam 1 when you think they're shuffled enough, chat. Spam 1 when they're shuffled enough. Do it. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot of ones. Okay, one more. Boom. That's it. Shuffled. Okay, here we go. Chat, I want somebody to send the number 47. The first 47 I see, that's when I'll stop. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I saw one. It was from Airy VXS, I think. Okay, this will be your card. The Queen of Clubs. That's your card, chat. The Queen of Clubs. It's okay if I know it. The Queen of Clubs, that's your card. Let me turn it like this so it'll focus. Focus, camera, you can do this. Come on. There you go, that's your card. Queen of Clubs. Everyone remember that. What was it, chat? What was it? Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. Put it in the deck. Give the cards a shuffle again. Now I want you to watch really closely, chat. You ready? Did you see it? Did you see it, chat? Did you see me? Did you see the trick? Did you see it? Did you see the part where it moved to the top? Did you see it? All right, look. We'll take it. Shuffle it. I'm going to put it in the middle. Oh, wait, I also wanted to show you, look. This is just a shuffled deck of cards, by the way. It's hard to show. Shuffled deck of cards. Shuffled deck of cards here. They're a shuffled deck of cards. Obviously, I've been shuffling them, but they all are random and whatnot in a random order. Anyways, just wanted to remind you. Anyways, give him a shuffle. Watch close. Oh, it didn't. Come on, microphone. There you go. Did you see it? There it is. There it is. On top. Now, here's what's crazy. Is Apple here? Apple, are you here? Are you here, Apple? Maybe not. Sheb, are you here? Oh, Apple's here. Okay, Apple, say stop whenever you want. Spam it. Spam it. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, one more time, Apple, do it. Stop. I saw Apple stop. There it is. Now, chat. Here's the other stack. In my other hand, I haven't moved them out of the frame. One-handed. How did Apple know? How did Apple know? How did Apple know? How? How did Apple know? Drop those. Snap your fingers. It's on top. Sheesh. I don't know which song started playing now, but this one is also an absolute jam. Oh, this is just their collection. This is like a collection mix. I liked the puppy song, though. I'm adding that one to the playlist. There you go, chat. I take a bow. I take a bow. There's your magic trick for the night. Nightly magic trick completed. I hope you enjoyed. That's a very difficult trick to do. Let's listen to Kawago Magic Star next. I gotta say, chat, I am absolutely vibing with these just chatting streams. We should have been doing this for years. Honestly. We should have been doing this for years. Well, 1 year, because that's when I started streaming. But we should have been doing these. I didn't realize how fun this was, just sitting here talking to you. Not that I didn't like I don't like talking to you guys. Like, I just, like, we usually talk when I'm streaming, but, like, usually I'm, like, kind of entertaining you, I feel like, when I'm being cracked at the craft. But this is so nice. Like, just vibing, you know what I mean? Variety streamer? You're right. You're right. I'm going to become a variety streamer. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. Variety stream time. Oh my gosh, I'm adding this song too, chat. We deserve to have this in the playlist. This deserves to be in the playlist. Valorant streams win. I'm too bad at that game. I get really frustrated at that game, honestly. Wait, Sam, do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? Oh my gosh, chat. You're calling out all my cool features. Not only do I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Magic King, here is some money.
It's Big Dirt. Thank you for the 1337. Excellent magic trick, King. Here is some money for you. We need to do just chatting more often. More often. Okay. Okay. Here is Cube. The side that looks messed up is the green side. That's the green side. Are you ready? I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna mix it up right now. I'm mixing it up. What's your fastest solved? I've solved in under 40 seconds multiple times. I haven't done it in a long time though. I might be rusty. Okay, here we go. Give me like a few seconds with it. I'm gonna do it high enough so you guys can see. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hold on. I messed it up. It's fine though. Saved. Hashtag saved. Hashtag saved moment. There's the white cross, done. Now we just need to put in the white corners. One corner, done. Blue, orange corner, done. Check mark. Green, red corner, in. Blue, red corner, in. Green red side piece going in. Blue orange side piece going in. Orange green, that's next, and it's gonna free up the red blue. That one's in too. Now it's just the yellow face that's left, chat, and we already have an L, so it's a pretty good solve, I think. A little bit of this algorithm. Now the fish algorithm. One more time on the fish algorithm. Yellow face is solved. It's just the middle corners now. Boom. And it's back. It's back to its original form. Boom. Oh, the mods were timing it? How long, Sheb? How long? What was the time on that? Let me get the official time on that. How long was that? 43 seconds. I can do better. I was doing that at an awkward angle while talking about it. Oh, wait, that song ended, though. We need another song. I really like that one, though. That one was a banger. Miracle Heartbeat. Let's listen to this one. Okay, wait. I'll stand up. That way I can do it standing, and I can hold it at like a better level, and you might be able to see. Hold on. You can see, right? Honestly, if I can do it right there, it'll be kind of cool. All right, I'm mixing it. Okay. Here we go. This is the mix. I know the green ones look weird. It's okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Hold on, I'm concentrating. I'm gaming. Oh, I messed up. It's okay. Saved. Oh, this is a better solve. Oh, no, it's not. I have to do the yellow algorithm. Okay, then I have to do a double on this. This is going to be a bad solve. It's a hard mix. Unlucky. That's done. Boom. 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 Man of many talents. 46 seconds. That was a bad solve, too. That was like a bad mix. That was a hard mix. All right, chat. You want to see my absolute fastest time? You ready? Let's see how fast I can actually go if I really try hard it. You ready? Here we go. Mix. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Done. Done, 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 done. There you go. That was it. That was it. Three seconds, no way, Shep says. I'm cracked, what can I say? That was an algorithm solve, chat. I put it into a mix that I knew the moves to fix it. I put it into a... look, I'll do it again, I'll do it again. There's a certain algorithm you can do that, like, you can know how it's gonna mix it, and you can know how to solve it. Watch, I'll do it again. It's now mixed. And if I do it fast, like this... Oh, I messed it up. There we go. Now it's solved. So that one was a little... That one was a little cheaty. Still cracked, though. Still cracked, though. What can I say? Still cracked. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Pigeon Lee, thank you for the 333. Hey Sam, what instrument did you play in marching drumline? And if you played any, what was your favorite ensemble you played? I don't remember what ensemble we played. Honestly, I don't remember. I literally don't remember what ensembles we played. I liked that song actually. Let me add it to the playlist real quick. Playlist is just growing tonight. Honestly, Kawago's blessing us. Kawago's blessing us big time. Kawago Infinity is next. Probably gonna be a banger. Should just go ahead and add it. I played the tenors and the snare though. I liked tenors more, but I moved to snare my last year. But I like the tenors more, for sure. Tenors are so fun. I wish I had some. Maybe I'll buy a set of tenors, and I'll play them. I'll play them on stream. That would be cool. Maybe I'll do that. I wonder how much a set of those are. Let me go on Amazon. Amazon.com. K19, thank you so much for the 15 tier ones. My goodness. Tenor drums. Can you even buy these? Oh, I can. Oh, that's just the drum head. I was like, no way, it's $14. Wait, what? I can't. They're not showing up. Oh, here we go. This is not a full set of tenors. I don't want that. I want the ones with the dual center drum. At least a single center drum. Does this have a center drum? This is just a quad set though. I want a 5 drum with like at least a one center drum. I forget what it's called. I think it has an actual name. Where is it? Do they not have them on Amazon? I don't know. I can't find one, chat. Maybe we'll do that though. Would that be fun? Oh my gosh, the camera's all messed up because the lighting keeps changing. Come on, focus. Come on. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm correcting the colors. Make it fix itself here. There we go. But yeah, I played tenors. It's Big Dirt. Thank you for the 1337. Cracked at the cube, your honor. It's true. It's true. I am pretty cracked at the cube. Super Steph, thank you for the 5 tier ones, by the way. Who's voting for the 333? Expecting a twit longer about this later. About what? Wait, what happened? Oh. Chat makes Sam spend money stream, the mods say. I'm down. Y'all want to do an Amazon shopping stream? I'm putting a limit on it, though. I'm not going to Ludwig it. Ludwig will spend like $10,000 in a stream. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm down, though. I'm down for a... I'm down to not spend 10K, but to spend like 5K, maybe. How dare you preset a cube? Whose vote? It was literally after I had done a real solve. Let the mods pick. They are financially responsible. Real. Okay, that's what we'll do. We can do some sort of list where the mods can see a bunch of recommendations and they can send me the ones that are responsible. Casual 5K. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm down. We'll do it. We'll do that. January. When I get back, we'll do one. Fine. Fine. Chat can send in some beautiful recommendations for me to buy on Amazon with my own money, and I'll buy them. Did we like that Kulago song? Oh, let me listen to it again. I wasn't really paying attention to it, to be honest. Oh, this is... I've already heard this one. This isn't the same one. Here we go. Let's listen to it again. How do we send link? We're not doing it today. Don't worry, chat. Not today. Not today. Not today. We're doing it later, though. We're not going to do it through tickets on the Discord. The mods want me to make sure that's known. We're going to do it like a Google form or something, probably. I think that's how Ludwig does it. We're just going to steal his brand, really. That's what I'm planning to do. Do you plan on meeting puns? Sure. Sure, maybe. If time permits. If the stars align and that happens, I'm down. Tenors are about 1.5K. That's not bad, honestly. I thought it would be more. Creeper hoodie coming your way. I literally already have one. It doesn't fit me. Hold on. I'll go get it. Hold on. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. Wait, actually, I might not have it. I might have just debated you. I don't even know if y'all can hear me. Might have just done a mega debate. I think I did. I think I just debated you guys. Yeah. No, I just giga debated. I just giga debated. Just giga debated. I just remembered I gave it away to like a spot where you donate clothes. I gave it to them because it literally didn't fit me, so. And I had never even worn it. I bought it for like the face reveal as a gag, and it was like the largest. It was an extra large, and it had to be like youth extra large. It literally, like, if I had actually put it on, I could have like ripped it. Like I could have Supermaned it. It was, yeah. But Sorry about that, chat. My bad. That was my bad. Can you show the channel again? I can't find it, please. It's Kuwago. Here, actually, I'll just link it. Also, I do like this one. I'm adding it. Here, I'll spam a little Kuwago link. I'll spam it a little bit. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's where all this music is right now. Kuwago Candy. Wait, ripping it during the fish reveal would have been so iconic. It, like, I couldn't even put it on. You don't understand. Oh my gosh, this song's a banger. I only need to hear the intro. I'm adding that to the playlist immediately. Effective immediately. This is a banger. This is definitely a banger. You're just gonna add them all? I know. Good excuse to get another one? Fine. We'll do it. I'll buff Samdude it. We'll rip it. If it's too small, we'll buff Samdude it. Man, can you say my name once? Fine. Maybe I can't. Rizable XD? I think that's how you say it. I will send you one if you have a P.O. box. Okay, I have a serious question, chat. Wait, this might be dumb to say on stream. Okay, there's a reason I haven't P.O. box. I haven't made a P.O. box. Okay, and the reason is that, well, what can I say? Okay, you guys know I'm in college, right? You in chat know. So, unlike most of the streamers who are like in California somewhere and can just have a P.O. box, if I was to have a P.O. box anywhere near me, it like essentially reveals where I live, I guess. This is safe to say, right, mods? This is safe. This is safe. This is fine. This is fine to talk about. This just that vaguely. So that's why I haven't done a P.O. box. Very possible, you know, doxing myself, weird things happen, you know. It could be bad. It could be really bad. So, you know. That's why I haven't done P.O. box. I do want to do one though. Like I want you guys to be able to send me stuff. And I want to farm that content of the opening P.O. box streams. I want that content. That is free content. Awesome mate P.O. box now. That's my roommate, chat. Awesome mate. That's one of my roommates. Yikes. 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 Peepo hey to the roommate, chat. Peepo hey. This is the roommate's first appearance, I think. Who's about thinking of the 5? Do you do that man thing where you touch every door frame you go through? You seem like you would. See, I don't get why chat is just so against me tonight. I mean, like, have I been known to smack a door frame on the way through? Of course. I mean, who isn't known to do that? You know? Who doesn't do that? Short people? I mean, yeah. Obviously they don't. Only because they can't, though. That's the only reason why they don't do that. Because they're short. But I do that because I can. And it kind of feels... It kind of feels pog. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care if it's a Chad thing. It just feels good. It's just like... Ugh! This room's been blessed by me. You know what I mean? Like... Boom! Now this room knows what I'm about. You know? Like, sometimes you just gotta let the room know. You just gotta let the room know. It's so fun. Like, it's a fun thing to do. If you're short, I understand it. I understand that you don't understand. And you know, that's...
It's nice to listen to these songs again today and know you like them as well.
I do. I love them, Berserk Miss. They're so good. You know, I understand, chat. If you're short, it's tough. You know, life's hard. Sometimes life just sucks, especially when you're short. I can't imagine how bad that is. Waking up every morning, not being able to touch your door frame. I mean, that would be a tough thing to go through. That could be a really tough thing to go through. We can jump. I mean, only so high, you know, only so high. I mean, still appreciate all the short people in the chat, but you won't understand. You won't understand smacking a door frame like us tall people, do. All the tall people will tell you smacking a door frame, good feeling, poggers feeling, pog feeling. Don't care what you say. You can say awesome Chad. I don't care. I do not care. Do not care. I'm down with that being a Chad thing. I do. Fine. Short kings who are loved roommates. Yikers. Even the roommates kind of teaming against me on this one. I don't like that. Thank you for the 5 though, Who's, but that was a great bit. Emma loves DP, Dr. Pepper. Emma loves Dr. Pepper. Thank you for the 5. In the best way possible, this music reminds me of Roblox music. I mean, Roblox is a very popular game. Very popular game. Very popular game. Happy Saturday with 333. Hey Sam, so I've been waiting for like 7 months. Can we do a Connect 4? I don't know. I haven't really been feeling Connect 4. I'm talking to chat right now, Sav. Maybe we'll do Connect 4 in January. We'll start Connect 4 again. That'll be one of our things again. Maybe we'll just do Twitch chat versus Sam days where Twitch chat just battles me in all kinds of games. We'll do that. We'll do that. Write that down, mods. Write that down. Put that on the list, mods. The mods are keeping a list, by the way, of all these things I'm saying I'm going to do tonight. Who's thinking of the 5? Man, I'm short, but I did hurdles and jumps. I just don't need to prove myself like that. Shaking my head. Chad moment. I mean, that's great. You don't have to prove yourself, but the door knows. That room you just left that you didn't hit the door frame on, it knows. It knows. It knows. Not actually, but I could have been. I could have been on the stream team, though. Imagine I was just like, fun fact, I was like all state swimming. Imagine if I just like threw that out of nowhere. Like, imagine if I could just like, actually, I was all state swimming. Like, imagine I had just been able to throw that out. You know what I mean? Like, imagine I had just been able to pull that out of nowhere. I'm like, actually, I was all state swim. I was all state on the swim team. Imagine if I had just pulled that out of nowhere. That would have been so funny to respond to this dono. It would have been gold, honestly. I could have been, though. If I wanted to be, I literally could have been. I'm a cracked swimmer. Fun, real, not fake. Fun fact, cracked swimmer here. Cracked swimmer here. All men do is lie? Sure. Sure. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Say what you want. It was a joke. It was a joke. Caleb, thank you for 5. Okay. And also, you know, I've never had a cat, so I think I'm team dogs. But like, I don't have anything against cats. We have a pet stray cat. Well, we had. Awesome mate can confirm in the chat. We had this stray cat that would wander around to our house, and we loved that cat. Treated it like family. We never let it in the house because, you know, it was a stray cat and like bugs and sickness and stuff. But yeah, we had like a pet cat that was like a stray cat that would just wander around that we loved. But we think someone like took it in because like it hasn't come back in a long time. But we think someone like took it in. It was so cute. It didn't have a tail. Its tail was like bobbed. It was so cute. But yeah, I think I'm a dog person overall. I think I'm a big dog fan. Big dog fan for sure. Pigeon Lee, thank you for the prime for 8 months. It's Big Dick, thank you for the 1,000 bits. All Sam Dude does is make redstone, do magic card tricks, solve Rubik's Cube, and lie. Wow. It's an impressive list, though. Honestly. It's an impressive list of things I do. Wait, what did... Oh my gosh. Sam roommate. Don't tell them the cat's dead. We don't want the cat to be dead. Why are you so negative? The cat is not supposed to be dead. I think the cat got adopted. I don't care what you say. There was a big snow in Texas, and that was the last time we saw the cat. So there is a chance that the snow was a bad thing that happened. But we hope not. I hope not, at least. I'm a believer. Positive thoughts. Someone adopted that cat. 100%. Someone do the unban request. Oh my gosh, we could do that on stream. Why would you say that? That's what I'm saying, Sheb. I'll say I'm roommate. That was not Pog. That was not a Poggers moment. I think the cat's good though. Cat probably got adopted. Probably got adopted by a loving family down the street somewhere. Wait, mods, am I good to do the unban request on stream? As a big GNF fan, how does it feel knowing he flames your mic placement? Oh, I know he does. It's fine. It's fine. He makes fun of me all the time. I don't care. He can say what he wants. This is why I have no background noise, though. That's why I have no background noise. It's why I have no background noise, because I keep the mic in such an optimal position. That's why I have no background noise. And he can be mad about that. All that he wants. You literally eat your mic? Yeah. Yeah. That way I sound nice and close to it. Good quality. And there's no background noise. It's wonderful. Okay, hold on. Creator dashboard. What's the best way to go there? I guess I have to go into my channel, actually, and go to the chat. Channel. Speaking of pets, my chinchilla jumped in the toilet again yesterday running from my cats. He's fine, but I swear. Sheesh. Mod page. Only one can be shown, I think. Oh, I can only show one, mods? Okay, is it a funny one, though? Is it a funny one, mods? That's the question. If it's funny, we show it. We show it if it's funny. There's only 3. Mods have been going crazy on the unban request. I can show the bottom 2, chat. The bottom 2 are definitely showable. The bottom 2 are definitely showable. Okay, we'll just deny this one. That way it's gone. We deny this one. The bottom 2 are so funny. Hold on, chat. I'm making sure they're good to show on stream. We deny this one. Sin deny decision. Just, they get no details. And we just deny the first one as well. We just deny the first one as well. Some are bad. I only see like 3, chat. Or mods, I mean. Deny, sin, deny. Okay. How can I make these bigger, chat? I need these to be bigger. I thought we were going to blur the last one's email. Email? I don't see an email. Oh my gosh, wait, I didn't even read the full thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, I didn't even read the full ban reason. Wait, it's lagging out. Okay, how can I blur this? Oh wait, we'll take a picture of it, mods, and we'll blur it out. We'll blur it out in the picture. Can one of you blur it out in the picture? We're just vibing, chat, while we wait for this to happen. Can one of you like edit a box over it or something? Or here, I can snipping tool it. Hold on, I believe in this. Hold on, I might have this. I might have this in the bag. Okay. Minimize this. Let's make this big over here. And then we'll make this full screen. Can I not zoom on this? I'm blurring this out, chat, so I can show you. You're all so welcome. This looks so scuffed. Oh my gosh, this is such a funny unban request. This deserves to be shown to stream. This is so funny, honestly. We've never done this before. We've never done this before. Okay, is that blurred enough? I think so. I think it's good. It looks disgusting, but it's blurred now. I'll save this unban lol PNG. Okay. Close this, and now let me open it up and I'll show you guys. Desktop. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay. This is the only unbanned request you get. But it's very funny. Hold on. Little Asian 11 says, boobies. Do you like boobies? Everyone comment 1 if they like boobies. 1. Gets banned by SMP. Quote, it was a reasonable question. I don't think it deserves a ban. Also, since I was an OG, can you send me like 10 grand, please? Would be much appreciated. You can e-transfer me at email. Thank you so much, smile. I mean, what? I mean, what a ride. What an absolute ride this unbanned request is. Boobies. Do you like boobies? Everyone comment 1 if they like boobies. Immediate 1. I mean, look at the time difference here, chat. 1938. Boobies. 1938. Do you like boobies? 1938. Everyone comment 1 if they like boobies. 1938. 1. I mean, it is like 4 back to back to back to back messages. Nothing but boobies. I mean, how does one even come up with this scattered theme? All the ones in the chat, I'm living for the ones in chat. Here's one thing to do 3 up. Sam, I'm going to be expecting my own 10K now, /J. That is... Chat, please stop. It's too funny. It's too funny. Man was innocent, they say. Oh my gosh. I love that they started off with, it was a reasonable question. I don't think it deserves a ban. But also, since I was an OG, can you send me like 10 grand, please? Would be much appreciated. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. That's hilarious. There you go, chat. That's the only unbanned request you get. It's very humorful. Oh, do we unban? That's the question. Okay. I'm liking that we're voting no, though. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's so funny. One, let the person love what they love. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my goodness, that's funny. It's silly, but it's a simple question, you're saying, chat? I mean, is it a simple question? Yes. Does it kind of, you know, have a bad vibe? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's just a little intense for what was probably like a me vibing on the Dream SMP stream. You know what I mean? Valid question, but just not the time, not the place. You know what I mean? Like, kids be watching. Kids be watching, you know? It's just valid question, though. I mean, valid question. And I mean, there's a time for that. Oh my gosh, someone literally just said that exact thing I said in the chat. Very valid question, though. I'll agree. That's... Probably shouldn't be on Twitch, though. Maybe kids shouldn't be on Twitch either. Who knows? You should email them. They wanted me to e-transfer them 10 grand. I'm not emailing them. I mean, I'm not emailing them. They're just going to want 10 grand from me. I'm not giving them 10 grand. Yeah, he literally asked for 10 grand with no shame at all. You're right. That's literally what he did. Literally asked for 10 grand with like no shame whatsoever. Just yo, can I get 10 grand, by the way? Just, yo, can I have 10K real quick? Yo, can you e-transfer me 10K? That'd be great. No ages in chat. True. True. No ages in chat. I mean, I will say,
just wanted to say thanks for making this year much better.
That's so crazy. They just had... He's an OG, though. He's an OG, though. Hey, Sam, just want to say thanks for making this year so much better for me. Winter BYN, thank you so much for the 5. Thank you for making it better for me, too, by hanging out all the time. Respect hustle and don't diss the game. I mean, I'm just gonna say my Twitch chat is not the place I want people spitting their game. I mean, I just don't want people spitting their game in my Twitch chat. I really just don't. I just don't. I just do not. I'm just good. I don't want people spitting game in my chat. Hold on, chat. Sorry, I was reading something that I just got messaged. Anyways, we're back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that brief pause in the stream, brief delay in the stream, if you will. Someone in chat said, say, hey, this is the guy you asked for 10K. Email them back and then send them a link that says click this to complete the e-transfer. And it's literally just a Rickroll. That would be pretty funny. If I just Rickrolled them. That would be pretty funny to Rickroll them in an email. The thing is, I wouldn't really get any content out of it, though. Like, what do I actually gain other than just knowing that I potentially Rickrolled them? Plus, maybe they're watching the stream, and now they're going to know it's a Rickroll. I mean, I'm not going to, chat. I think it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Personal fulfillment? I mean, I just feel like I won't be very fulfilled if I don't see them get Rickrolled. Like, what's the point in trolling someone if, like, you don't get to see the fruits of your labor, if you will? Why does my YouTube do this every once in a while? It just, like, lags out. I have to refresh it. Renworks333. Since you were in Drumline, what is your opinion on color guard? I did color guard in high school and now in college. My opinion about the color guard. Color guard is interesting. Like, color guard is definitely hard to do. But the people I often got the most frustrated with were in the color guard. Also, though, one of my best friends from high school, she was in the color guard, and that's how I met her. But, like, the color guard, like, usually they're chill. Like, the people from color guard are going to be chill. You know what I mean? And especially with the drum line. For some reason, like, the drum line and the color guard at my school were, like, super chill. Like, we were all chill. Like, I knew almost everyone in the color guard. But they did be frustrating me, though. Like, when we were actually, like, you know, like, performing and stuff. Or, like, specifically practicing. Because, like, when they would get their steps wrong, they're, like, swinging a thing around. Like, they're, like, up in your face. You know what I mean? Like, and they've got that thing, they're, like, twirling it. And, like, there's a chance, right? There's a chance that, like, you just catch a stray spinny thing to the face. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to catch one of those to the face out of nowhere while I'm trying to march and play. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to catch a stray flying thing to the face. I don't need that. And, like, I came close, like, multiple times, like, catching a stray thing flying. Like, that would hurt. That would hurt, for sure. That would hurt. What was that motion? That's the spinning motion that they do. I kind of did it right, though. You know, what are those spinny things called? Sometimes they're rifles at some school. I don't know. I don't know. A baton, maybe? I don't know what you would call it. The stick that they spin. Sometimes it's flags. I mean, it could just be tough. Who's both there with the 333? What's the point in slapping a door if it can't tell hashtag Team Rickroll? What are you talking about? The door knows. Like the door knows whenever you give a door flags, batons, rifles, sabers. That's what they're called. Those are like the 4. Yeah. Yeah, they were spinning things like that, you know, and you could catch a stray one. It would be bad, especially when they were like off of their mark. That's when it was really bad. But anyways, no, doors know. Like, not only do the door know, but like the room itself you were leaving / entering, it knows. Like, you can assert a little dominance in that moment. You know what I mean? Little bah on the door frame. I don't care what you guys say. I'm still team smack the door frame. Let it know that you know what's up. You know? Let it know. Hanali Art, thank you so much for the 11. Hi, Sam. Love your streams. What's your go-to comfort food? Sarah, go-to comfort food? Mom's cooking, of course. Naturally. My go-to comfort food? I don't know. I like sandwiches, though. Sandwiches are like my go-to food, like all the time. Like if I have to just choose like one food to eat the rest of my life, I'm choosing sandwiches. And like we can even get more specific, like club sandwiches, like, you know what I mean? Nothing beats Mom's cooking, though. I did miss Mom's cooking tonight, unfortunately, to be here with you guys. And I'm really sad about it. But that's okay. I'll eat with Mom tomorrow. Don't you mean our mom's cooking? No, my mom's cooking. It's my mom. You guys can't have her. I had her. She was my mom first. My mom first. My mom first. Can't have her. It's my mom. I refuse to share. I love the sandwich emotes that are being spammed. That emote's so cute. Chat, she is not our mom. She's my mom. She unironically gave birth to me. She's literally my actual mom. Like you say our mom, haha, funny bit. Like we're sharing the mom, but that's actually my mom. Like she birthed me. It's just not a funny bit. I don't care. I'm not sharing my mom with you. We're not communisming my mom. No. I will not. I refuse. I don't care what you guys say. My mom. Not our mom. My mom. My mom. Sharing is caring. Don't care. That's what's funny. I don't care. See? There you go. Now you know. And I know how I feel about it. It's my mom. My mom. Boom. Boom. One of the mods said, see you on Christmas to see Mom, King. You know, chat, I love the king thing. Let's keep doing that. Let's make this an ongoing bit, chat. That you guys just throw king into things you're sending me. I love that. I love that. I'm just here for it. My ego just loves it. Our mom, king. Oh my gosh. Okay, king, they say. Nice. For sure, king. Yes, king. Yeah, of course, king. Nice. Promise. Thank you so much for the 5. Hey, Sam, what's on your Christmas list? You know, I don't really have a big Christmas list this year. I asked for a new wallet and some headphones. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. Who's both with the bourgeoisie behavior? She's our mom. It's just not true. She's literally my mom. Actually, my mom. What's up, King? Nice. I asked for money. Okay. Bum 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 bum. This song's an absolute gem as well. Boom. Now it's in the playlist. Peaceful Gummy, thank you for the 200 bits. Sam isn't sharing his mom. I'm canceling him on Twitter, /J. This is the hill I'll die on. I mean it. It's my mom. My mom. I'll say mom would want you to share. It's just, no. Literally my mom. My mom, whatever makes you happy, King. Stop gatekeeping. I'm not. I'm not. A man has to believe in something. Got to stand up for something. And one thing I know. One thing I know with all my heart. That's my mom. And you can't have her. Matter of fact, if she wasn't my mom, I would punch whoever was saying they were my mom in the face. And I would run away and I would find her and make her my mom. That's how good of a mom she is. I don't care what you guys say. That's my mom. And I would punch any other mom in the face to go have that be my mom. I would. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. KCK, thank you for the 300 bits. I blame you for making Kawago my top artist in 2021 on Spotify. Valid. Kawago is amazing. It's Big Dirt, thank you for the 200 bits. A gatekeeping king here. This is the gate that I keep. And I am the king of it. I'll fight you for her to be our mom. I will win. This is one of those, you know how like mothers like lift cars off of children and things like that when there were like something crazy happening? This is one of those things for me. I will do battle for my mom because that's my mom. Who's about the one? You're so far removed from your sense of self that you can't recognize that she's our mom. The systems of productions that have blinded you. No. No. I don't even care about that dono. Boom. 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 Take that, who's boat. Boom. People saying our mom if they've ever given her a hug. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Not only have I given her a hug, she birthed me. Boom. Checkmate. 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 Boom. Sheb, honestly, if you can message my mom on Twitter, I think it'll be funny. We need her here. It's literally 11:30 at night. She's probably asleep, honestly. Can you actually DM her, Sheb? How? Does she have DMs like open? Oh, does my mom have her DMs open? Oh my gosh. I bet she's gotten DM'd some weird things if she does. I hope she doesn't have them open. Wait, if she has them open, tell me, Sheb. I'm going to tell her to close them. Does she actually have her DMs open? She doesn't? Oh, nice. Thank goodness. Callan, thank you for the 333. She's our mom. She adopted all of us. She did, didn't she, actually, though? That one day in chat. She did that one day in chat, actually, didn't she? What did she say, though? I think she said it in, like, a fun way. She was like, you can all be a part of my Awesam family. That's what she said. I mean... yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet, sure. Sure. She is the Awesam mom of the Awesam family. But she's actually my mom. She's like actually my mom, though. Like she's actually my mom. She's like actually my mom, though. That's the thing. She's all of y'all's Awesam family, like, adoptive online mom. But she's like actually my mom. You know what I mean? Fine. That's fine. I'll accept that. But she's not our mom still. I just can't win here. It's just like, it's an unwinnable situation. You know what I mean? You guys have just like, you're just like, I don't know. It's kind of annoying, honestly. Don't make me get technical here. I mean, I guess. I don't know. What should we do, chat? Should we do something or are we vibing right now? Can I become a just chatting streamer? Like, can this just be what we do every time we stream now? No more Minecraft? No more Minecraft nodders? Who's about the other one? Yeah, just like she's actually our mom. What's not clicking? My goodness. My goodness. Jordan Rose, thank you for the 5 tier 1s. This has been so nice so far. I'm like completely vibing right now. We need an Awesam Cozy emote. I want an Awesam Cozy emote. I am now a just chatting streamer. Fun fact. Jordan, thanking him for the 5 tier 1s. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to just become a just chatting streamer and just vibe like this. I mean, we're just chilling. Chilling like some villains. That's what we're doing. I'm a fan of this. Oh, there is a Cozy Sam in the Discord. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, this song is... This is a banger. That's going in the playlist for sure. Is this your way of saying you're tired of building? Maybe. Maybe. I'm tired of strapping the SMP on my shoulders every morning. Tegan made this one of the mods. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm joking about strapping the SMP on my shoulders, by the way. It's actually a joke. It's a joke. And a funny one at that. Retired Sam, dude. That's it. What's this song called, King? Kawago Higher. Is it a joke, though? Yes, it is. It is. Those 100 days on the SMP going to waste. I have way more than 100 days on the SMP, right? Like, I think I've gone well past 100. Like, how do you Sam Nook stuff? I'm going to let you in on a big secret here, chat. There is actually not a real AI that plays the game. It's me. It's me. So like when Sam Nook built the hotel, guess who built the hotel? Just guess. Guess who sat down and built the hotel? That was me. Hello. Michael McChill is on. Just checking in on my statistics. No worry. No need to worry. Let's see, chat. Uh, 140 days. 140. It's like right up from the bottom. You can see it. 140 days. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Respectable amount, I'd say. A respectable amount for sure. A respectable amount. But yes, fun fact. I do the building for Sam Nook. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry to crush your dreams. 424 deaths. I'd be dying. I do be dying because I'd be gaming a lot. Lies, Sam Nook builds. You're right, chat. I lied. It's Sam Nook the AI. He builds. Wait, can you show us a lot of the prison? No. And I won't tell you why. Wink. Kate, thank you for the 333. All Sam Dude does is lie, solve cues, gatekeep our mom, and lie. I mean, it's just changing all night. Sam, you're a Gemini. It's true. It's true. I am. I am. Why are you taking credit for Sam Nook's hard work? Yeah, you're right. My bad, chat. Are we back now? Hello? Are we back? Question mark? Refresh, refresh, refresh. Sorry, chat. 2 hours and 4 minutes crushes us. What was I talking about? Oh, it was such a funny thing. Muted? Oh my. You guys can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Spam 1 if you can hear me. One minute, chat. 1 minute.